the end, they do rescue a point at home. But how about that? Barcelona dominant in almost every statistical category except the one that matters, and it takes a 90th minute equalizer to prevent them from dropping their first game of the season.
It's the expected goal stat that upset me when I saw that just before we became live here. 0.64 for Granada to score when it was an open goal at the back post. And that's only a half chance. I mean, I don't know, utter nonsense. But I was actually a bit disappointed when Barcelona equalised. Not because I'm a Real Madrid fan, I'm not, or an Atleti fan.
Granada?
I'm not. No, Granada. Just because I felt Granada battled, played well in the first half in particular, defended with a life, particularly the two centre-halves. That's a cliche, I know. But really dug in, and bearing in mind that they made 7 changes as well from their last game. And Barcelona, I know there's a lot of youngsters there, right? I get that. But boy, this is just not a patch. A patch on anything this club has put on the field in the last decade or so, whatever it's been. It's painful to watch them just, plod away in that first 45. Lots of crosses in the box, but with no real quality. Then he has to bring on Luke de Jong and take a midfielder off, and I think it was Sergio Roberto went off. Drops Frankie de Jong a little bit deeper, drops Memphis Depay a little bit to the left, and also Philip Coutinho. Oh, God, Bennett. I know he's not played for a while.
First start in 10 months for Barcelona.
Well, they might as well have sat in the stadium. Just watched, because that's all he did.
I have to agree with Craig here, and 77% possession. You're watching this game, it never felt like that. It never felt like Barcelona, even when they had the ball, they knew exactly what they were going to do. It seemed, and it felt like a goal could only come from a set piece, slung into a defender coming forward. And the fact that Barcelona finished that game with their 2 centre forwards being Luke de Jong and Gerard Piqué tells you everything you need to know, not just about this game, but about Barcelona in general. It really, really was that bad.
And it's not Piqué going up for a last-minute set piece. He came on as a forward. Really.
That's how desperate it got for them.
In signs of desperation. Here with us to break this down further, we got Kasey, Keller, and Gemma Soler. Kasey, I'll start with you. What'd you make of the Barcelona performance today?
It was pretty pedestrian. I mean, I think we expect to see Barcelona over the last 20, 30 years be able to take teams apart, have pace, have power, have just world-class players across the pitch. And it really was a case, obviously, look, the game fell into Granada's hands, scoring that first goal, packing it in defensively, and doing a very good job, as Craig and Shaka mentioned, of defending very well. Goalkeeper made some good saves, everything else. But you expect so much more from Barcelona. And then Shaka's point, De Jong and Piqué have to come up and be your emergency strikers to scrap a draw at home against Granada. Yeah, it's panic stations for Barcelona. The fact that they're still unbeaten is remarkable. It'll be interesting to see when they have to start playing some tougher opponents.
They got 3 games this week. Gemma, the reports out of Spain are that Ronald Koeman is managing for his job this week. What do you think the reaction will be after this performance?
Hola, Seb. Definitely Ronald Koeman. He was before this game. He's definitely now walking on thin ice. Not so only because of the draw, but probably because of the picture we have after this game, because he was unable to find resources. Of course, he didn't know Granada will score in the 2 minutes and they will go in the back, but he knew the players he will be having. He had 6 days to train after the Bayern defeat, and he didn't have resources at all. Actually, there was criticism into the stadium. We listened to whistles against Ronald Koeman, against some decisions. Even he played with the youngsters. Ricky Puig, who is very much a request from the president, from the stadium. He was there at some point. But it was quite shameful to see Barcelona play, because they spent 20 minutes sending crosses into the area. doing like that, Gerard Piqué as the central forward. It was something very strange to watch. It's a draw, and definitely Ronald Koeman, he has 4 finals ahead of him, 2 La Liga games, then Benfica game, and definitely that duel in the Metropolitano against Atletico.
Look at this 11. Demir, Balde. I mean, those are kids. Coutinho, who hasn't played in 10 months. We talked about Piqué and De Jong. I mean, how much of this can we put on Koeman when the team is that weak?
Yeah, but that's, how weak are Granada? Mm-hmm. This is at the Camp Nou.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like the buck stops with the manager here in terms of the performances. Everyone knows the problems that the club have had, but we still have these very talented young players. And I think...
You think they'd do better with another manager?
Probably, yeah.
I'll tell you what will be better. I think they'll have an identity with another manager. And that's my complaint about Ronald Koeman on this side. All right, you make a whole lot of changes, fine. Philippe Coutinho comes in, despite the name, despite the price tag. He hasn't played, and again, he underperformed. Fine. But you look at Barcelona at home to Granada, who seem to be playing without any kind of direction. The only kind of joy Barcelona were getting was down that left-hand side in the second half, when Dest went over there and Memphis Depay drifted over there. Other than that, nothing from the right, nothing through the middle. We've spoken about the centre-forward situation and the fact that not only do you put these 2 big bodies forward, the only real plan to get the ball to them is get the ball to Depay, who, in fairness, the right back did a really good job up against, and sling something across the face of goal and hope for the best. We are talking about Barcelona here. We are reminded, or we cannot forget, the kind of football that Barcelona played, 4 or 5 years ago, and now all of a sudden this is what we're being asked to accept.
But those players are gone.
Those players are gone, but the identity remains. And Ronald Koeman does not have a plan to get any kind of an identity out of this squad. Whatever you make of this squad, Barcelona are still without that identity, and I think that is down to Koeman.
Ronald Koeman, I mean, look, if you're a good side in Spain, I mean, a better side than Granada, and you're looking at this Barcelona side, I think your thought process is, let's play the counter-attacking game against this team, because they haven't got the players to break us down that they once had, obviously. And we can really expose them if we suck them in and hit them on the counter, better than Granada did. So I'm talking about the better teams in Spain from the middle of the table upwards. I think they can really, if they play cutely, expose this Barcelona side. That's how weak they are. Look, we know it's a tough time for the club, but we also know, and I think most supporters know, and I think the club probably know themselves, that Ronald Koeman has really not done much in his managerial career to be sitting in the hot seat at Barcelona, apart from the fact he was a Barcelona legend as a player. Right, now that's only going to buy you so many miles. But trust me, this is a side that could, at this moment in time, easily be struggling to get into the top 4 in Spain this season if they continue to play and defend and attack in the manner in which they did today.
Gemma, Craig mentions the supporters. What do you think the reaction from the fans will be? We heard a lot of whistling today.
Well, the supporters are, of course, very sad because we come from a very tough defeat against Bayern. Actually, it was the 3rd game in a row where Barcelona in the Champions League lost at their own stadium from a 3-goal difference. That was very strange. Not so long ago, it was a fortress, almost the Camp Nou. Now it's a place where any team can pick anything. What do you think the rest of La Liga teams will think after this game? We can hurt this team, of course. So Barcelona is no longer respect. And about the coach, also, I was expecting a little bit of more mea culpa. I was just listening to Ronald Koeman press conference. He only argued, I have a lot of injured players. Well, you know that. Is Roberto Moreno having more players in Granada? Probably not. You're playing at your own stadium with your own supporters. I was expecting a little bit more for this coach. I also think it's not only Ronald Koeman's fault, because I think this team, this kind of games, there is someone that was always going to solve it. This player was Leo Messi. He's no longer there. So I think this team, in this kind of position, they have lived so many years with Messi dependence. He's no longer there. They don't find solutions. Not the coach, not the players.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.